Welcome guys to another edition of Built Different. We're working back. Guys over 40 with back, always a challenge, always an issue. Issues with the shoulder, trying to do this heavy weight as it relates to the back, messing up your shoulder, impingement, all these different types of things. I'm going to show you a couple exercises that I do, that I love doing regarding the back, that you can do in a commercial gym, that if you've got dumbbells, you can do some of them with the dumbbells as well. But these exercises are crucial to work your back. And for me, the way I approach it, again, with the mind-muscle connection and not going too heavy, I'm going to just show you a little bit of some nuances, because as it works the back, what happens is that when we work the back, we have a tendency sometimes not to really think about the muscle area we're working, in part because we can't see it, right? So what happens is we're more focused on the mechanism of movement than actually connecting to the weight that we're trying to move in the exercise. So we're going to focus a little bit on that as I go through these exercises. First exercise we're going to do is a cable row. And I've got it set up right now with my device in my office gym. And this is something that you guys have seen in gyms all the time. And you can go close, you can go wide. You go closer, it activates a little bit more of your interior. And then you can also go up and go down. And what I'm going to show you with this here, as you can see, as I'm doing this exercise, I'm trying to just allow myself to stretch a little bit, but I'm not going to the point where I'm going to use my whole body to bring it up. I want to use my arms as a hinge. And this is crucial, guys, for working out with your back. Your arms work as a hinge. You don't use your arms like you're doing biceps for your back, or you're not going to be able to activate your back muscles. You need to focus on this type of thing. Let me show you. Focus on a hinge-like movement as you're doing the weight. And when you do the exercise, while you're going to go down a little bit and bend over to bring it and engage, when you come towards you, you're going to kind of like peacock out a little bit, and you'll feel it depending upon where you want to activate that back. If you want to go lower, a little lower to your waist, you'll feel it a little lower. You go up a little higher, to me it's a little more uncomfortable. So I like to go about waist level, stretch out, and come with my elbows into my waist, just parallel, and kind of feel that like contraction right about here. I'm not going back and using my whole body like I see so many guys do when they're doing their rows. Now, as you go a little heavier, it's going to definitely require you to go a little bit more in engagement to bring the weight up to here. This is the difficult part when you go a little heavier. But I implore you guys to go the 12-16 rep range and make sure that the weight that you're using, you'll be able to control it more so than focused on laboring it up through momentum. That's key to these exercises. So let me start. I'm going to start now. I'm going to put on some weight for this one and just show you kind of how I approach it when I'm doing this particular exercise. And again, I'm set up in my office gym, so it's a little different than what you would ordinarily see. But for purposes of the exercise, I think it gives you guys a good idea. So again, I get myself in a good seated position. I go down. I get a stretch. I could feel that stretch with my lat, and then I'm pulling it towards my chest like a peacock, but more along the lines of waist level with my hands, at least with this exercise, and with this device, this handle. Now you can also use a wider device, but for now I'm using this device. And I'm gonna bring it back and forth, and again, that hinge-like motion, and I can already feel my lats activating as I do this. I don't know how many I did, guys. For purposes of the exercise itself, I like to go 12 to 16 reps, 4 to 6 sets, and you're gonna feel it in your lats if you do it correctly. Like I said, we're gonna do another exercise. We're gonna do a lat pull down. A lot of guys I've actually seen do this with the seated rows as well. You can do this, activate more of the outside portion and bring it in. Just another method of working your back. But I like working inside more with this in a controlled fashion because it allows me more to connect that mind with the exercise that I'm doing for the back. And again, it takes time to get to this place where you're connecting the back. Back's very difficult because you really can't see it. And because of the shoulder issues associated with back and all the problems we have as older guys, we really have to be careful on how we approach this exercise. Not to mention the low back when you do this exercise, because you can really hurt yourself if you put too much weight on and you're laboring it that way. All right, so we're gonna do another one. I'll just show you guys another one just to get it set, because I know a lot of you guys have said, Keith, show me do the exercise a couple of times so I know how to do it. Then we do the stretch and back up. The other thing, guys, with this, that what I do is I don't grip too much with my hands on this. I want to kind of use it as like a hinge-like motion. And I find personally, when I lead with my elbow back, when I'm doing a back exercise, I tend to engage the muscle more and take the arm out of the equation. We're going to get our arm involved either way because it's part of the process for us as we're built. But the way I like to kind of think more along the lines of approaching the exercise, if I can lead with my elbow and bring it back, not so much focusing on my hand other than being like a hook that's holding the weight, I'm holding the equipment, I have an easier way through this path of connection where I'm solely focused on the muscle, and this is just like a hinge-like motion with the hook just doing the work for me. And that's the way I like to approach it. Give it a shot. Again, with this exercise, you got to do at least 4 to 6 sets, 12 to 16 reps. And as part of the plan, as we're going to go through a couple of other back exercises, you can do this 2 days a week, 2 times a week. I like to work out back once a week. It all depends upon your schedules. It all depends upon where you are from a physiological perspective as well and where you want to go. But I like working muscle groups once a week. All right, we're going to move some cameras around and I'm going to go to the next exercise. This is a lat pull down. You guys have seen me do this before. You've seen me do this lat pull down before. It's a really good exercise to do if it's done the right way. And what I mean by that is that I see too many guys put too much weight on the device when they're pulling down, and I also see that they're not necessarily engaging the back the way they should be engaging the back, and instead they're using their arms. So again, this is a great exercise to focus on. Same way, when we think about back, we have to think about a hinge-like motion. So for me, the way I approach this exercise, and we're going to go inside. We're going to go inside and close. What you're going to see is that I'm going to be coming down like this, and again, leading with my elbows as it goes up and down, leading with my elbows. And again, that peacock chest out is what I try to do with my form as I go down and up. I'm doing this in a controlled fashion, guys. This is a lateral pull down. There's so many different ways you can do this. I don't want to confuse you with all the different ways you can do it right now. You see my platform, you see the channel. I'll do a lot more different back exercises, but this one particular exercise is one of my favorites, and it doesn't hurt your shoulders. It's a great exercise to engage your lats, and you can really feel it if you do it the right way. Again, lead with the elbow coming down close, down into you, what you basically popping your chest out as you come down, and then let the weight bring it up and down. And you're hooking, right? Again, it's a hook-like motion as you come down with the weight and you feel that contraction. Guys, I'm gonna add some weight here. Okay, so let's see exactly how I do the exercise so you guys know how I do it for purposes of approach. Again, my hands are set in that hook-like position. Here we go. All right, some pointers about this that I see too. See, a lot of guys do this. They'll come here, they'll put themselves back here, try to bring it down this way. Again, not optimum. I think it's important that you control the weight and control the contraction and the range of motion as you're going back and forth. You don't want to use your weight to help bring the weight down. A lot of times you see this stuff going on with the heavier weights. That's not what we're trying to accomplish as older guys. We want to engage with maximum efficiency with minimum risk. And to do that, we have to do it in a controlled fashion, using the weight that we can control for 12 to 16 reps, in my opinion, and candidly, in my experience over the years, has worked wonders. And we're seeing that in getting the feedback from guys who have taken our approach, that they're feeling better, they're getting the engagement, and they're really able to progress with their longevity and their fitness goals. So again, this exercise, crucial that you have a good form, not necessarily completely upright. You're a little bit at an angle because you need to do that for the motion of the exercise, but you're not going way back and you're not going real close like this. It's somewhere in between, and you're bringing it down and you're doing that peacock motion. Again, give it a shot, 4 to 6 sets. Again, I live to 4 to 6 sets, like to do it in the range of at least 12 to 16 reps. And again, this one you can do 1 time, 2 times a week. I like to do back once a week, personally. By doing back once a week, I feel like I can get it done. I try and get somewhere between 15 and 20 sets of different exercises in when I do back. One more exercise, you guys have seen it all the time. I love it, 1-arm dumbbell rows. You guys have dumbbells at home, great little exercise to do. Other thing I see with this exercise, guys go too heavy, and sometimes what happens too is the guys don't engage correctly because they're not focusing on the actual exercise and more concerned with moving the weight in the air. So I got a dumbbell here, and I'm gonna do it over here. So again, with a dumbbell and a flat bench or an incline bench, there's different ways to do it. Just consider flat bench at this point. Or even if you want to do it against a rack, I can do it against the rack. You guys can do it against the rack. What I mean by that is that you just need some type of foundation in order to brace yourself with one arm as you're doing the exercise and bending over. So for me, for purposes of the exercise, I like to have my foot, in this instance, I'm going to work do the left dumbbell row. I'm going to put my left foot back so I have an open area, and I'm going to balance myself. And again, you can do it on a bench. You can do it different ways. But what's key is with the weight, you don't want to go too heavy, and you got to think about what you're trying to accomplish. You're literally trying to accomplish activating that lat on your back. So when you do this exercise, I like to bring the dumbbell back to about my waist. As you can see here, I'm trying to bring it to about my waist, and that's where I feel, right here, I feel that engagement. And then again down. Hinge-like motion, again, leading with my elbow. I'm leading up with the elbow and hook with my hand as I do this exercise. That is key to back work. I'm telling you guys, if you connect your mind with this approach, using your elbows as that hinge-like motion when you do back exercises, not going too heavy, you're going to grow your back. You're not going to have injuries, you're going to be smart about it, and you're going to have longevity because you're doing it the right way, and you're going to have that mind-muscle connection. So again, we do 12 to 16 reps of this exercise, and I like to go to about my waist as I do it. Sometimes I've seen guys go up a little higher. To me, you can go up a little higher if you want to activate a little bit more of your trap area or your delt area. But for me, I like to go a little bit lower because I'd like to have it seems to get more of my mid area when I do it this way. I also do the bent over rows with the barbell, with the Smith machine. That seems to activate more my upper back as well. But let's do it again on the other side. I got this other camera, you guys can see it on this side. Same thing, my right leg is a little bit back. I'm bent over a little bit. Got my butt sticking out here, and I'm gonna do that hinge-like motion. I'm gonna go back and forth with that hinge-like motion. 12 to 16, each side. And again, controlled fashion. I'm not focused on moving the weights like I see so many guys are trying to get it up, moving their whole bodies to get it up. Try and think of it along the lines of you want to keep your back as steady as possible. Like, how can I describe this to you guys? See how my back really isn't moving other than when I do the hinge-like motion? That's what you want to try and do. You don't want to have the back moving in all different directions. Try to keep that back steady and engage the lat itself as you're doing the exercise. Again, mind-muscle connection is crucial with these exercises, especially for back. And if you do it this way, you're going to have a lot more gains when you do this exercise. Again, what do we say? We go 4 to 6 sets, we go 12 to 16 reps, and we got a great back exercise done. All right, let's recap, guys. 3 exercises for the back, gonna protect your shoulders, right? We're gonna approach it smart as guys over 40. We're gonna do the cables, we're gonna do the cables seated rows. We're gonna do that tight to the waist. Second exercise, we're gonna do the lat pull downs. We're gonna do the lat pull downs closer, right? Elbows down, focusing on the lead with the elbows as we go down. Then third exercise we're gonna do is the dumbbells, 1-arm dumbbell rows. Real easy, real simple. Guys, we've got the school community. It's continuing to grow. If you haven't signed up and joined for our free community, you need to do so. Link is here. Obviously, you guys are following me on YouTube, like, subscribe, send me DMs. I'm here for you guys. The school community, while it continues to grow, it's gonna be a place where we're gonna house our merchandise. We're gonna also house supplements. We're gonna start to build out a program for you guys for supplements as well, because guys over 40 need to have certain supplements to help them with their recovery, to help them with their growth, to help them with their longevity. You know, my wife's got a medical practice, functional medicine, Elite Medical. She works with me with regard to our approach on what we should be taking and helping us with our protocols. Obviously, creatine, magnesium, other types of supplements are crucial for us for our recovery, along with obvious sleep and watching what we eat, things like that. We talk about it all the time. We go through it all the time, guys. Again, back exercises for you here. We're built different, right? So we need to focus on the fact that we approach things differently and we handle things differently. The way we approach our weights, we approach them mindfully, thinking about the mind-muscle connection and that we want to engage the muscle in the most efficient way because we are built different and we don't want to hurt ourselves as well. We're also built different because from a mentality perspective, we're older guys who lean into discipline, lean into training, lean into fitness, and we're a rare breed. Brotherhood's growing, guys. I appreciate it. I'm humbled. I got a lot more coming your way. Remember, we're built different.